This video is about AGAMA launcher. I'm not getting paid to explain this to you, but I do very much like this car launcher. It is the best on the marketplace in my opinion, and I do have it installed in all of my cars because I use Android head units in all of my cars. But it should be said that it doesn't have to be an Android head unit. You can just install it on your phone if you wish, although if you have an Android head unit you can actually set it to your home dashboard, so that whenever you go home it goes back to this. On your phone you won't want to do that because you will actually want to go home to your Android desktop. Anyway, so number one, up here in the top left corner you have your Wi-Fi, and tapping this will basically give you the option of choosing what Wi-Fi connection you want to use. At the moment it's connected to my Wi-Fi hotspot on my mobile phone. The second icon up here is the GPS signal. As you can see, it's connected to 16 satellites, which means it's going to have no problem triangulating my position for directions. Over here I have the weather, as it's raining currently. As you can see, it's raining on here, and the current temperature outside. It uses the GPS and the Wi-Fi signal to give you correct up-to-date data. Down here you have the settings, which I'll go into in a minute. Then you have the brightness. There's three settings here. You have on bright, press it again and it's automatic, and the automatic is based on the time of day, because when it gets to a certain time it will then go dark, because you don't want to have a very bright screen when you're driving at night. And if you just push it again it goes into night mode, and as you can see now it's much dimmer. This is much more appropriate for nighttime driving. The center here shows the song and the artist name of whatever you're currently playing. It is connected directly to the audio app that you're currently using. At the moment mine is connected to Spotify. And then over here you have voice control. Now this center part here is ingenious because it does multiple things. So if you press it, it will give you 7 options of things that this center part can do. So the first one is audio. It will show you the album art and the amount of time when you're listening to music. So if I press play now, you can see that it has this cool little visualization going around the edge of the album art, and you can see a little timer down here showing you what's going on. It does change every time you change the track. It's going to react to that, so that's pretty cool. Right, let me pause that. The second one is a speedo. It uses GPS signal to show you precisely how fast you are traveling in miles per hour or kilometers per hour, depending on how you've set it up. You've got the clock. Clock's cool because it's got visualizations going around the edge. It shows you the time and date, and it has the name of your car brand behind on the face. The logo will show you the brand of car that you currently have, which can be changed. Then you have navigation. Navigation only works with certain applications. It doesn't work with Waze, unfortunately, but it does work with Google Maps if you have Google Maps. And then finally you have a compass. Again, nicely animated. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you have auto. Auto basically switches between the applications. So if you're navigating, the clock will be replaced with the navigation. If you're listening to music, then this will be replaced with album art. So the buttons here can all be programmed with what you want. And you program them by simply long pressing them, and then you get an option of what you can do with this particular button. The first is icon, and if you basically press this, you can choose between any of these icons, and they will replace the icons that you can see on these buttons. The name is called Waze at the moment, but you can rename this to whatever app you're using, or indeed you can keep it as navigation, because these buttons do actually allow multiple apps. And then finally the app itself. You can just choose whatever you have installed on your unit. TomTom I've got here, and Waze and Google Maps, whatever you want as your main app you would put here. Now you do have the option to have multiple apps if you wanted to, and you do that by dragging any button into the center, and then you can add other apps. You see these plus icons, and if you press and hold them, it will allow you to choose another app to add into this little folder area. So as you can see, I have Waze, Google Maps and TomTom, all just by dragging that into the center. If I do Netflix, you can see I've also got YouTube there as well. So this is pretty cool just for that functionality. And then to get rid of this center item, you just tap it and it goes back to whatever you've set the center to be. Let's talk about setting it up for your car. Hit the settings button down here and you get to choose your car. If you choose your car, it will give you the badge for whatever brand of car that you may have. Then you can change the design. Design is about colors. So I'm in a Saab and all of the LEDs on the dashboard are green in this Saab. So I have chosen green as the background color for this application. But you can choose any color along the spectrum and you can decide how bright you want it as well. Then if you go down, you'll find that there's lots of other options that you can choose. So you can modify it to however you currently want to have it. And that's the AGAMA launcher. It is fantastic. It is the best dashboard for cars available for Android on the Play Store, and I highly recommend it. And again, I'm not being paid for this. This is just my opinion, but it is exceptional, and you guys should use it. Waze, Spotify. See, it's very quick and intuitive, and it's a good piece of software.